All right. Well, hello, everybody. This is the first episode of what we're calling the Teacher Dudes. I am titling this one The Bad Beginning because it's most likely going to be a bad beginning, but that is okay. My name is Tyler Keefe, at Keefe67 on Twitter, and my partner in crime, my buddy here for the last few years, is named Jeff. And Jeff, I'm going to bring you in here because I know you're kind of sitting there like wondering what this is all about. And yeah, I just figured let's just have some fun and see what happens.
All right. Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. We'll probably get a whole one person watching in the next week, but that's okay.
Okay.
That is okay. So Jeff, so really quick here. Now you do not have, or you did have a Twitter handle, but it was nothing educator related. So we need to get you set up with something.
Yeah.
So do you have any? You made one years ago. Do you have any like ideas for your Twitter handle that you want to do? Do you want to do like at BSU Rocks Jeff for life, or what is it?
Yeah, it won't be anything to do with BSU. I'll tell you that much. I have no idea. Trying to come up with a username for anything is a task and a chore. So I have no clue.
That is true. I mean, as long as you're not doing anything of the green and the yellow, right?
Yeah, no, the green and yellow. Everybody's got that. I mean, everybody.
And to be clear, we're not talking about the Packers, right?
No Packers. No, this is the Ducks.
The Quacks.
This is the Oregon Ducks,
who were Pac-12 champions this year, right?
I guess so. I'm not watching.
In the most random fashion on earth, they're Pac-12 champions, even though they didn't win the North, and they backed into the title game.
Yeah, I guess so. I have been watching. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's okay. It's been a weird year, but I noticed behind you though, you have a pool table.
Well, I was going to say it could be something pool related or PE related, since I've been teaching PE the last few years, or I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, we'll figure something. Maybe side pocket Jeff. I don't know.
Well, I was given a nickname years ago by somebody, and he nicknamed me the Assassin, because he would when they would have people winning on a pool table in the local pub that we'd be hanging out in, and they would need that person kicked off the table, they would tell me go play him, so they could have the table back.
Ooh.
And so I'd go play him and I'd give him the table back. So a fun story. There's a fun story with that one that I'll have to tell sometime.
No, I think I don't know much about pool other than I'm very bad at it. So with the Assassin, how is that different than a ringer?
Am I still on there?
Yeah, we can hear you. We lost your camera though.
Oh, I wonder if it died.
Did the battery die?
The battery died. Yes, the battery died.
Oh man, might have to switch to your phone for the camera.
My phone?
Yeah, your phone. So we'll get this going, but that is okay. So I'm going to send you a link. Okay, Jeff?
Why don't I just use my? Can I just use my laptop or?
Oh yeah, just switch the camera on your laptop. I mean, it is 2020, so if the camera battery dies, this is just how we roll.
I think it's this one. Maybe.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that's definitely a
little bit of a difference. I mean, man,
that is bad. Good grief.
But so I got to tell you guys, I mean, we spent how many months trying to get this started, and how many months getting your nice DSLR connected to your computer. We finally get it going, and then it dies.
Can it run while it's plugged in?
No, not like that. I wish.
Oh, it can't?
No. No, but we spent since August, maybe?
Probably it was before that. I know it was
Before
before
that.
that. Yeah.
But
Is yours plugged in, or is it just running off battery? Or?
Mine is plugged in. So I found an adapter on Amazon, which I'll send you the link for your specific one. That is just like a battery pack that just goes up into the slot for the battery, but it's connected to the wall.
Oh,
And
so then you just use it an endless amount of as long as you're next to the plugged in.
Oh, yeah. So we'll get there. But how, you're called the assassin, but how's it different than a ringer?
I don't know if it is any different, except for what you're playing. Because if you're playing somebody, and you're trying to hustle them, you might be called a ringer. I stopped hustling a long time ago. I had an experience that made me stop.
Uh-oh.
So, no, it wasn't a bad one. It was so now I got two pool stories to say.
just make sure to write them down so we don't forget.
What's that? Oh, to write them down?
Yes.
I'm going to tell them later.
Yes, I think we could have a pool night with Jeff coming up.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I'd be comfortable with.
Yeah,
I'll get pool lessons online.
I think that'd be awesome to hear some pool stories from Jeff. I mean, who knows what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, my pool and my pizza delivery days. That has some fun stories.
Oh man, you've got a plethora of things to talk about here that I didn't even know. I mean, we've known each other for how many years now?
You started teaching with me back in 2015, I think.
No, I think it was before that.
Was it before that?
In 2013, and we do have a buddy here, my friend here, Mr. Noons Teach. He's saying, "Hey guys, so hey Scott, how's it going, dude?"
Hey,
see Jeff, we have a viewer here. We have Scott Noons. He's got his own podcast. He's on the TNT podcast. It's one that I'll have to send your way. It's actually a really fun one to listen to, and he'd be a good guest to get on here at some point.
All right.
But yeah, you've got a whole background of things pre-teaching, but let's just start where we started teaching, because it was 2013. It was right after Zane was born.
Yeah, I remember when you brought Zane in right after he was born.
Yeah, and I had to switch school districts because of issues with my current district, not related to myself or anything, just some external things. And because Zane was just born, I had to make a change. And lo and behold, as it goes with any elementary school, the guy teachers, the teacher dudes, as we're starting to call ourselves right now, you kind of you gather with each other, and that just kind of got us going. And then we found out that we had the nice rivalry between the Huskies and the Ducks. And which turned into going to Buffalo Wild Wings many of times. And, I'll be honest, if I was to say I'm not, that I'm not sad that we didn't get to go to Wild Wings this year.
I liked being able to do that. That was fun, going there and getting wings and watching that, and on the side watching BSU and cheering on whoever they're playing. So
yes, that's the only time you'll ever see me being a Fresno State fan.
Yep.
Or a Nevada fan.
Yep.
Or basically anybody else.
Yeah. I'd be in trouble if they played Alabama, though, because I'm not sure who I'd choose for.
Ooh, that'd be tough. I'd go for Alabama. Not even joking.
Yeah, I probably would too. I wouldn't want to hear Boise State. I wouldn't want to hear them if they beat Alabama. So.
Yeah. It came up on my Facebook memories a couple days ago, and it's been 1 year since you and I watched our last games together. And that was when the Huskies absolutely throttled the Broncos. And I just remember sitting there, and you had your Duck shirt on, and everybody's just like, well, who's this dude? Why is he here? But
we get people asking us all the time, "You guys, why are you guys coming in together? That's not supposed to work."
Yeah, it doesn't work. But it's fun.
Yeah.
That's what makes it, makes it good. And there's going to be some stories that I can tell about, the times that I went into Autzen Stadium wearing my purple, and having some fun there.
I've never been to Autzen Stadium.
It hands down, it is one of the loudest places I've ever been. And I don't mean this in any way other than just what it was. It was some of the absolute rudest fans I've ever encountered.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that people say the same thing about UW fans, and they'll say the same things about Boise State fans. So it's just kind of how it rolls.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's all good. So Jeff, back to what we were kind of talking about. So we came to the same school. This was 2013. I came in as a 5th grade teacher, and I've only taught 5th grade. So only been 5th grade, and I've been doing that for 13 years. And now I am the technology integration coach at my current school, which is not the same school as you anymore, unfortunately, even though I keep trying to get you to come down and be a Gator, but soon enough. But you were 3rd grade when we first met, but You're doing something different now. You said you're doing PE.
Yeah, I've taught 1st grade, 3rd grade, and 4th grade, and then the principal of the school came in and asked me if I would like to teach PE and health instead of in the classroom, and so I thought about it over 20 minutes and agreed. So I've been teaching PE and health for the past, this will be my 3rd year doing it.
Now, how is that going? Because I know you're doing a completely different approach with that, though. You're not doing the typical, all right, guys, let's line up and, play dodgeball. You're actually trying to incorporate the standards of the classroom into the gym. Is that right?
Yeah, there were a couple of reasons why the principal wanted me to do that. One of them was because I'm a classroom teacher and I had taught so many grade levels, and I understand what they're trying to do academically in the classroom. So I might be able to have some success in bringing that into PE and into health to a degree. And then the second reason he asked me is because I do pretty well with creating relationships with kids. And so being able to meet with the whole school during the course of a week just really helps me to create a good bond with everybody and build those relationships with those kids. So.
No, that's cool. So you mentioned something there, and I've heard this said, I don't know how many times, but the top 3 things that any teacher can do with their students, and it's also the thing that's going to have the most, the biggest effect size. And those 3 things are relationships, and relationships. So with that, and you mentioned it there, which is huge because everybody, relationships are big. But what would you say the number one thing that you've seen with creating relationships? How has that helped you not only in the PE environment, but also in, the classroom environment?
How has it helped me to? I don't know. It just it creates a more fun environment where students can be a little more relaxed, I guess. I let them have the freedom to be able to make their decisions and realize the successes and the failures of their decisions, because I want them to be able to make those choices not because of me but because of themselves. And so it just creates an environment where they can kind of be more themselves and learn without worrying if they're going to get in trouble or something like that. I don't know.
So
I don't know if that answers that question or not.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it gives them that that sense of, I guess, I don't want to say belonging, but I do want to say belonging, where they want to do good because they want to um, make you proud, kind of a thing. And they're okay because they know that if they don't do well, that you're not going to come down on them in a negative way, but instead you're going to kind of nurture them up. Does that kind of make
Sure.
sense?
Well, part of that does, that I'm not going to come down on them. I'm going to let them realize their own mistakes and realize their own successes, but they're going to do it not because of me. They're going to do it because of themselves and because of their peers. I want them to do it because of them. I want to be, as far as educating and teaching goes, I want to be as far removed from that picture as I possibly can, allowing them to be able to make their mistakes and to have their successes, and have me kind of in the background to just kind of guide them and help them along. And every once in a while, if I need to, come down on them and say, hey, you shouldn't have done that. You're going to have to go against the wall, or whatever the case may be, but allowing them to be able to have that independence of being a student and what that means to them, and learning from that. So
No, it makes sense. I think coming at it from that perspective, I think is good, because you don't want to be overbearing, I guess, and be a micromanager in a sense,
well,
because the kids I guess what I'm trying to say is they need to have ownership of their own learning.
yes, yeah, they need to be able to learn how to pat themselves on the back instead of having somebody else constantly doing it for them. I still want to be able to pat them on the back and say, hey, great job, but I want them to start to transition, and the ages are different. First graders are going to have a lot harder time understanding that compared to fifth graders, to be able to transition into feeling good because they tell themselves, I did something good and I feel good about it, not because the teacher told me, but because I'm telling myself.
Yeah.
So
No, I think that's good. I think, as we dive into this, more and more in the, coming weeks and months and all that stuff, I'm really intrigued to hear some of your thoughts and your different philosophies on things. I mean, I know I've seen them firsthand, but the last time you and I taught together was in 2015 is when I left that school.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So you're kind of backwards there, but that's okay. But in 2015, when I left till now, I mean, it's been, that's 5 years. And now we're really in the longest 10 years of our life. And thank the Lord Almighty that here in 5 days, we get to be in 2021. So,
Well,
here's hoping.
I don't know. I just saw today on Facebook a meme that said 2021, saying something to the effect of, you think 2020 was bad? Well, hold my beer.
Oh, no, let's not start off that way.
So I try not to look at 2020 as being like, I mean, there are plenty of positive, good, uplifting, joyful things that have happened. And I try not to be glad that 2020 is gone, because I don't want to forget all the great things that happened within 2020. And
I agree.
Yeah, don't let them be overshadowed by the stuff that wasn't the best experience. So
yeah, no, I absolutely agree. In 2020 for me, just speak in particular, then I'll let you kind of go. This year has been one of the it's been a trying year as far as 2020 goes, but just speaking career wise, I mean, this year I went from being a classroom teacher and doing the technology, basically like the IT guy kind of things and the implementation stuff on the side, but having the weight of a full classroom on my shoulders, to doing that virtually. And I mean, luckily at the time I had a fantastic, and I cannot speak enough about how awesome my student teacher was, Miss Pritchard. She was amazing. And, I had her helping me out as I was able to help the other teachers kind of figure out this online environment and how to use Microsoft Teams, effectively. And then because of that, it kind of helped me get into that, the technology integration coach role. So, I was able to make that bump career wise, which has been awesome, for me. But then to take it to the next level, doing more live streams as a school, we're going to that point where my school was kind of like, oh, you work there, to now, whoa, okay, how are you doing this stuff? This stuff's awesome. Like, you guys are doing awesome things. So, for me, it's been fantastic. On the personal side, I mean, honestly, I cannot be more proud of the work that the staff at my school is doing. I say this on the few podcasts that I've been on. We have a saying. It's called, it's great to be a Gator, and it 100% is great to be a Gator, and I truly mean that. And I know at your school, you guys have had the saying, and it might have changed. We're trailblazers to excellence. I would assume it's still there. Mm-hmm. But for you. And I guess, 2020 has been a year of change. You've gone, I know in your district alone, I know in ours, we started out in full virtual, and then we went hybrid for the longest time. And I wish, to everything I possibly can, that we were still in hybrid at least. But now we're back to virtual. I mean, obviously we're on Christmas break right now, but you guys started out in a different conundrum where you guys were very muddy as to when you were actually going to start and what's going to happen. And now you guys are, obviously Christmas break, but you guys are back in that kind of hybrid model when we come back on January 4th. Is that right?
I guess kind of a hybrid model. I mean, the only thing that's different is that on Mondays, we are early release. Every other day we have full classrooms. Everybody's there, and everybody's there on Monday too. But we're just out of school earlier than Tuesday through Friday.
So if I had 30 kids on my roster, I would have 30 kids every day, just early release on Monday.
Yep.
And have honestly though, despite everything that's out there, that's in the public realm, I guess, have you noticed, like, besides the obvious and the well duh things, have you noticed any kind of difference as far as a giant like concern amongst the teachers and students, like, overall, or has it been kind of like a relief that this is somewhat normal?
It's been a relief that it's somewhat normal. I haven't really seen that from anybody there.
Good. So good. That's what we felt when we have the kids in. Like, we're doing everything we can to get those kids back. Mm-hmm. But on a different note with that, how you teaching PE in a virtual environment, like, how, I guess I should say, like, what have you done?
Luckily I didn't have to do that for months and months. I mean, I did it for a little bit, and it was kind of hard because I obviously, making the activities wasn't the big deal. It was actually, if I'm going to teach PE, I can't do it like if they're physically with me, because not because of me, but because of their own environments. Some kids have very small apartments they're in. Some kids don't have an outdoor space. Some kids have certain limitations that they can or can't do inside with balls and with running and jumping and things like that. I figure if you're on a second floor of an apartment, you might not be letting your kids jump up and down because,
good point,
it might be a little loud.
That's a really good point.
So the limitations were more on what each student could actually do. So I had to try and just set up the activities and encourage them to do them, give them variations. If you don't have a ball to throw, you could use a rolled up sock, just things like that. And try and just encourage them, use that relationship building. I try and use humor and make things fun. So use that relationships building to be encouraging that to get them to do it. Because in the end of the day, when it's virtual, I can't actually see them doing it. I have to just kind of rely on that they did go do it.
No, that makes sense. And before we came on, we were kind of talking about something, and I'm going to post it up here. And we were talking about using a GoPro. And, that's one thing that I got for my classroom. I've used it a few different times in different ways. So I'm just kind of curious, and I want to throw this up there to see if we get any response on how you would use a GoPro in the classroom or a PE situation. And I know you had a couple of thoughts on that, if I remember right, about, maybe strapping the GoPro on a kid and kind of get their perspective or whatnot. So I'm kind of curious what other thoughts kind of came through your mind on that.
Well, the other one through our discussion we had was to take a GoPro and use it where I would give a small group of kids some sort of a physical task, and then they would work on that task, and then they might take the GoPro just like they would an iPad and record somebody doing that. The only difference being that the GoPro is probably a little easier to handle and less of a hazard if it happened to drop on the ground. I was curious what a GoPro could do in PE with help to be able to help kids better with their goals, and being able to have kids video each other doing jump roping, skipping, just depending on the grade level and what their standards are, and then be able to have them actually self-assess, which I've tried to start using Flipgrid. In that way. I run a after-school jump rope club, and I will give kids a challenge skill each week and encourage them to record themselves on Flipgrid, and then I'll post that on the Teams channel, and we can take a look at it throughout the week and make our own assessments and judgments on what they were doing well and what they could improve on. So
no, that's a cool use of Flipgrid. I know, obviously the way a lot of teachers will use Flipgrid is they'll pose a question and want the responses, to that. But using it in PE, I think, is a good creative use. Have you had some good response with that Flipgrid? Are the kids really excited to do it? Are they hesitant? Were they hesitant at first, but now they're all in? Or what's that kind of looking like for you?
Well, I've had just a few, a lot less than I'd like to. And I don't know exactly why. I don't know if they forget or if they're embarrassed to, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure why.
No.
It might be incentives. Maybe they need a little bit more incentive to record it or something. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think, at first the kids were hesitant, and then they really started to use it. I know Flipgrid has came out with a lot of different features now, so that they don't necessarily have to be on camera. They can just do audio only, which is awesome.
Oh,
which, in the PE world, that might not be the best thing, because you want to, see what they're doing. But, in the full gen ed classroom, I think that could be good, because they could do their book review, but don't have to worry about being on camera. I know for me, when I was first, doing some of this stuff, being on camera was a big hesitation. And I know, for you too, that was kind of like, oh, I don't know about this, even though, after we got everything set up, despite your camera issues, I'm still super jealous of your background, because that's actually a really cool setup behind you. And so.
I remember back in, I think it was April when we started. Teachers started trying to make video calls to families and talk to the families, talk to the kids, and it was just kind of strange at first. It took a little getting used to.
Yeah, no, I know for me, there was one student in particular. I'm just gonna call him Billy. That's not his real name, but I'm just gonna call him Billy. And anytime that he would call, we get parents in the background, and then they come in, they're asking questions. And the funny thing, or the cool thing about it is they were so intrigued by what I was doing, that they were starting to ask questions on how I was doing it and what math I was teaching the kid, because they wanted to learn as well. So that was just, that was fun. We hear the negatives of, the parents in the background yelling at the kids and, using curse words, all that stuff. But I had a few parents that actually sat in on my lessons. So it was kind of fun. That
would be cool. I'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool. It was really cool. And, out in the community, now I've ran into them a couple times at the store, and they keep asking like, oh, I wish you were still teaching in the classroom, because you could really help Billy with this, or, I want to learn this. How do you do that? Are you going to teach, adult classes? I'm like, nah, not in the cards right now, but that might be something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that would be sweet. But all right, well, let's start. We're going to start winding it down. So kind of a random thought with you, and kind of an ending thought. So we've been talking for, let's see here, about 32 minutes. 32 minutes now. So what are your initial thoughts on the episode 1, the bad beginning, I guess you could call it?
I need to make sure my camera has a good battery. And I need a lot more comfortable place to sit, because this dining room chair is not cutting it.
Yes. The typical 2020. I think both of those things are a 2020 given right now, right?
Well, yeah, I'm really I want to stand up right now.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable.
No, I hear you, dude. I hear you. But anyway, well, let's go ahead and end on that. It's been fun speaking with you as always, and those people that have tuned in, thank you for that. I think at one point we had about 10 people watching, so that's kind of cool. But no, I appreciate it. And, as we continue and end out this 2020 year, we're going to hit 2021 on a good note, and we're going to hit it running and stay positive as much as we possibly can. And then when we do episode 2, we will send out the notifications as we have been. But anyway, Jeff, before I hit the end broadcast, any parting thoughts?
Start hitting 2021 on a positive tomorrow.
Start tomorrow. Start early. Why not, right?
Don't wait till 2021. Start now.
Yeah. No, I like that. Let's start 2021 early.
Yeah.
Forget that it's instead of tomorrow, let's just start now.
Yeah.
Let's just start positive now. It's we titled this the bad beginning, but it wasn't bad. It was fun.
It's we'll find out. It's fun for you. We'll find out. I'm still reserving judgment here.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Well, anyway, I will talk later, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Take it easy.
Adios.